Okay, let's take a look at Inkify models and functionalities. The very first one that you see when you open Inkify Admin Center is your actual admin dashboard, where you will be able to see, besides all the different KPIs for your publications, articles, and reporters, and so on, also you'll be able to see the engagement of all of your articles and your website over here, right? So either your subdomain, in this case, I have a subdomain for this sample, or your connected domain over here. In the lateral menu, you'll be seeing multiple models over here. The first one is content. You will also see automation studio, podcast, videos, social media, and my site. Let's just go through each of these on a very high level. So the content is what you'll be able to create your writers, to create your articles, send those articles to the newsroom where we have a multi-agent system to evaluate and analyze all them all. The automations to automate a particular content, sources to create your sources, and categories to onboard them all. I mean, to create categories to put the articles inside those categories. So let's just go ahead and start with the writers. And this is where you can create either a actual human writer, as myself, for example, which I created over here, or an actual AI. You will see this little icon here means that this is an AI writer. When you create a writer, right, you just put the whatever name, for example, just forget about the caption, and let's just put, for example, okay, so let's just create this avatar. You can of course upload your picture if you want to. So forget about the different, the spelling. So as you can see, created the avatar already for you, right? So then you can create a particular writer type. Inside the writer type, right, you have 6 to choose from. So you have the journalist, marketing writer, blogger, poet, creative writers, or professional. Each of these writer type, right, means that you have a particular set of agents that will be reviewing what this writer is producing. For example, in the case of the journalist, you will have 4 main agents. One will be the fact checker, the legal review, the SEO optimizer, and the source verifier. That way, we make sure that number one, right, all the articles that this agent creates are correct, are fact checked, that doesn't have any legal implication, any defamation, or anything like that may make you put into any trouble. That is very optimized for SEO, and of course that the sources are verified. Similar approach for the rest of the particular writer's type. For example, the marketing, you want to have a call to action checker, SEO optimization, and so on. So all of them have their own agentic system for what they do. Once you choose a particular, for example, just choose a blogger over here, and you have to choose the personality of your writer. So you can either choose from your own style, where you can copy your own style. For example, if you are someone who have already a YouTube channel or a blog or something where you create content, you can definitely copy your own writing style just by pasting over here either your YouTube channel or any other source of content that you create. Or you can just create this using the system prompt. For example, you are a financial advisor. Let me just improve this to make it an actual prompt. So as you can see, with using Inkify AI, you can actually create a way better prompt based on a particular small context. And then you can just choose a tone. For example, let's just do the conversational. You have the language of the writer, either in Spanish, English, Portuguese, or French. These are the 4 languages that we support right now at the time that we record this video. Let's just put it in English. That means that the writer will be producing all the articles in that particular language that you choose from. So then you can select or not. This is optional. The content niche. This is pretty much what this writer knows about. So let's just say that he knows about personal finances. Of course, you can create your niche. And the good thing about niche is that once we create all this, the system will be training in the backend to make your writer a very good agent, a very good AI system in the very backend that can produce a very meaningful information. So once we create the writer is right here. This is Maurice, our writer. Let's just go ahead and see the articles. So articles, again, so you have two ways to create the articles. One is created with AI, and the other one is created manually. Manually, nothing new here. Just create an actual manual article. But in here, the create with AI one is very interesting. The very first step is choose the writer. Let's just choose Maurice, the one that we just created. Remember, this was a blogger. That means that Maurice can choose from all these article types over here. So based on this, that will be the style that it will have once the article gets produced. So for example, let's just choose the how-to tutorial. The output language will be English, and the what will teach. Let's, for example, how to improve our credit score. Let's just put, for example, college, and it will be beginners, and that's it. So once we do this, right, the system will be doing a lot of different steps for you. So the very first one is doing a research. So it's not only just pulling out from a particular LLM or particular AI system, whatever knowledge that they have. So it's doing an actual research online about that particular topic that you're asking the system to write on. After you do the research, it will create the content on top of the research, and the last step will be create the image for that particular article. So the system will automatically create also the image for you. So that's it. So the article got created. So this is the actual title. Of course, you can edit anything here. You can check on it. You can add image in the middle of the post if you want. Either generate the image or just just do whatever prompt you for to generate the image, or upload it from your device. And you will see here the image that got created based on the brand that I do have, and we're going to talk about it in a few minutes. Of course, you can translate this article for whatever language you want after it got created. You can publish this article in your social media connected. In this case, I just have connected Facebook and LinkedIn. You can send this article to the newsroom. We're going to go ahead and do this. I want to show you guys the newsroom as well. You can publish it in WordPress if you have any WordPress connected. I don't have any for this sample. And let's just go ahead and send it to the newsroom, so for review. So when we send it to the newsroom, what we are telling the system is that, hey, review this article from our agentic system right here, right? So as you can see, right, so the article is going to be going through all these checks over here: the writing, the style editing, the readability, the engagement, and the SEO optimization overall. So it finished already. Let's just go ahead and take a look at about what it found. So the very first issue that it found was that, hey, the SEO, 55%, it needs some help. Ad readability also is 40%. So it's the level that we have is college. That's great. We actually asked it when we created the article that we want it to be for college overall. So if we can check on the readability, we can improve it or not. That's up to us. The SEO, we can improve it or not as well. So you can see, the SEO is, it's asking us to, hey, this, optimize the title. This is going to be a better title, more a stronger one for SEO, and the meta description is also important to add it. So let's just go ahead and add all these recommendations that the system is giving us. And again, this is a huge difference between just doing this in ChatGPT or any other system versus doing it on inkify.ai, because you have an agentic system which is working 100% on your voice, on your brand, on your tone, and your interest based on what you're trying to write. And at the end, you just publish this article on your site. Let's just go ahead and do it. So for the sake of example, so you guys gonna see it, right? Remember, this is an improve your credit score articles. Let's just go ahead and refresh this page to see what's going on here. Right here. So improve your credit score for students. So Maurice was the one who wrote it. As you can see, this is the article that we just created over here. So remember, this was a guide or how to. So it will be telling you about step by step, right? An actual guide, what to do, what not to do, right? The importance and some, some facts and so on, right? So for example, common errors to avoid and so on. So this is great. As you can see, very well formatted, very well designed, including the image, including everything that you need for an actual professional publication. So next thing is automation. So you can actually automate this process that we just did manually and automatically automate it 100% on a daily, hourly basis, so you can create content for you every time. On the sources, right, this is where you can create and select whether you want to have some feeds or some YouTube channel or some website that you want to get information from and start repurposing that content into your own voice, your own tone, your own brand. Very interesting, this source for you as well. So categories, again, this is just for you to organize your content, so you put it inside category. The automation studio is where you can automate everything within Inkify. Not only the articles, but also everything. I'm just going to show you some example over here. This, for example, triggers on a daily basis, right? You can, of course, trigger every X amount of hours, like every hour or every 2 hours and so on. And you can, so the trigger happens, the very first step is creating an actual article. So in this case, for example, in Spanish, it will be written by, wrote by myself. The category is a newspaper, and we're going to be writing this particular information inside the article. Then we can publish that into the Inkify site, also in our Facebook. But the good thing is that you can also publish it in, for example, you can create a particular video reel based on this article. You can create a video promo based on this article. You can create a podcast, and you can publish those videos inside YouTube or any other platform that you have for videos. So it's a kind of an all-in-one automation channel that allows you to to automate pretty much all your content creation. This is very valuable model. Then we have the podcast. Inside the podcast, if you want to get into the business of audio podcast, you can create your own show here, where you can define your podcast. You can define your characters inside the podcast, their voice, their personality inside the podcast itself, their language as well, the message for the intro, for the outro, the distribution, where you want to publish your podcast, and so much more. And you can create an audio podcast based on either your your content, your articles, for example, improve your credit score, and then you can just go ahead and create a particular podcast. Hey, let's just make it 10 minutes in English, and then it will create the whole script for the whole podcast for you. Or you can just create it from scratch using AI. Let's say, hey, I want to create a podcast based on this particular topic, and it will go ahead and create the podcast for you. So as you can see, right, so this is the conversation. Again, I just have John here as a main host, and this is based on the podcast configuration that I have, the show configuration that I have. So you just click in approve and generate, and it's gonna go ahead and create the audio podcast for me. The other mode that we have here is videos. I prepare a few videos here as an examples, but it is very simple for us to create videos. So you just can, for example, let's just create the so you have two video options here. You have the news promos, which is just 5 seconds video. This is more for reels that happens, like just one particular news that you want to showcase pretty quick. And this one is the story reels. So this is more for YouTube shorts, TikTok, and so on, right? Reels that are up to 60 seconds in time. You can either create the videos based on a particular story, right? Or you can generate it with AI, right? It's a very straightforward video generation. You can choose either a 30 or 60 second, 15 seconds, your language, the writer they're going to be writing the particular story, and then you ask here about whatever you want, right? For example, in the case of the article, let's just make it let's just make it a 3D cartoon or an email magical book. So you can choose a particular different style here. I definitely encourage you guys to take a look at this particular functionality. This is pretty good, very straightforward, and you can create an amazing videos as the one that we just created. For example, this is the one that we created. Let me just remove the audio so that way you guys can see it. So these are the one of the videos that we just created for you to see, right? So it's just a kind of a funny characters over here in 3D. So again, so this took about 5 minutes to create based on an article that we generate. The other one is the social media, and this is a very powerful functionality as well. So in the social media, right, of course, you can create your own post, very simple. You can just say, hey, from a particular article, for example, let's just pick the article that we just create. This one, improve your credit score. Let's just create a particular post, as you can see. So you create a post for this particular article. Let's just let's just add an image to this particular post based on the article. And let's say that we want to repurpose the article for these two platforms, I mean, Facebook and LinkedIn, to make sure that as you can see, right? So this is a picture for Facebook. Let's just see LinkedIn have one content is larger. Facebook will have another different content, which is completely different than LinkedIn in that regards, and you can go ahead and publish it, right, if you want to. One of the good things that these have is the bulk content as well, and this is a very important feature and functionality that clients use a lot, which is the capacity that the system have to create up to 15 posts at once in any language that you prefer from the ones that we support. For example, let's just use English over here, and let's say, hey, I want to do okay. So again, so forget about my sorry about my spelling over here. So let's just go ahead and says a particular approach. Let's just see, for example, yes, for okay, for people that want to buy a house. So it's looking for that particular approach. And that's it. So it created topics for me already. So let's just go ahead and check. So these are the 15 posts that we'll create for us. So dream home checklist, higher credit score, unlock mortgage eligibility, meets versus reality, common credit. So as you can see, right, so there are 15 very compelling post ideas. You can of course add whatever you want over here. So let's just go and generate the content. You can choose any social platform that you have connected over here, and it will create it for that particular one. In this case, I just have Facebook. So once we create it, it will go ahead and start creating the post for you. So as you can see, so it's generating right now. The first 3 posts is generating the images right now, so as we speak. The good thing of this is that you can create as many posts as you want at once and schedule it, so that way you can have it being 100% automatically for you for the rest of the coming days. Regardless, you want to use you want to have your own blog or your own newspapers, or you create your YouTube channel. If you just have a business, right, and you want to keep up with your social media, this is the best tool to do it. If you are a professional that want to keep up with your LinkedIn and grow your LinkedIn network based on writing relevant content about your niche, this is the best tool to do it, right? Because you can actually create a particular niche based on the sources and do the particular automation content creation here and publish it on LinkedIn every day or every 2 hours if you want to. So it created the post for us. As you can see, it also generated the image based on the particular brand that I have selected, and of course based on a particular post information, right? So let's just go ahead and take a look. So this is how the post gonna look like in Facebook. If you want to edit this post, you can definitely do it. About all the content, the image, you can regenerate it, you can replace it, you can do whatever you want. And at the very end, the post will be scheduled, right? In different days. Definitely you can go ahead and reschedule any post, change the hour that you want to change it, the date, right? Everything they want to change over here, you'll be able to change it as well. So as you can see, right, so this is a very, very valuable functionality that we have here in Inkify, so you're more than welcome to use it. And last but not least, we have the website or my site. This is where you add your brand kit, for example. One of the important things here is a brand kit, where you can just upload or paste your domain, your website, if you have any, and it will automatically extract from your website all your brands. I mean, your tone, your voice, your services, your product, your price, your colors, your logo over here, right? So all your brand colors, and you can also set up your image style. So whenever the system create an image for you, it will be using your brand colors for it and the style that you want them to create. For example, if you want to include people in your image, if you want to do just abstract elements, if you want to be more natural elements, use your brand colors. Whatever you want to be to have in your prompt over here, you can definitely set it up here in the brand kit, and so much more. I definitely invite you guys to take a look at the whole functionality. These are the template, for example, that you can choose from, and of course you can create your own and bring your own as well. So this is pretty much at a very high level of what Inkify is. I definitely recommend you to take a look at it. It's 100% for free for the first 7 days. So go ahead and test it. Go ahead and play with it. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ping us, and you will find our support team over here in the settings. So you can either chat with our assistant, or suggest a feature, which I encourage you to do so. Contact us or report a particular issue. So please go ahead and test it. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.